thank you, Charles, for being here. We're really appreciative. We at Tip It Forward, we're focusing on healing trauma and really being rooted in health equity and prioritizing looking at the mind-body connection. And I really wanted Renisha to be here because, she's one of the co-founders of Martin and Muir, and we've developed this partnership, this integrated health approach to really look at the physical and emotional components of mental health. And so we provided counseling and massage to people, that people could receive 3 counseling sessions and 3 massage sessions. And so I really wanted Renisha to be here because I wanted to actually invite you to kind of speak to what have you seen as the benefits of the collaboration.
So the benefits for the collaboration have been phenomenal. Every individual that has worked with us and completed the program have given us a lot of great feedback. We are seeing individuals growing with resilience. When they do the assessment, they recognize first that they have trauma. They're reading the questions and they're like, this isn't normal, this isn't okay. And they're triggered because for the first time, they are recognizing mental health, what it looks like, what they dealt with for so long. And as we work through the program, doing talk therapy and working with Tip It Forward, we're able to work with that individual. They're building resilience. They're talking about their problems. They're talking about their loved ones within session and about what's going on in their life. They're improving their communication skills. They're gaining coping skills. Like all these things within what we think, such a short amount of time, let's do more. But in that time, they're growing so much and finally tapping into that trauma and recognizing this is what's holding me back in life. This is this is my problem. And that's like the first step of recognizing, and I tell clients all the time, when I get a client that recognizes there's an issue, that's the easy part. Everything else, it's going to be easy from here. So when they're able to recognize that, okay, there is a problem, and then we can work and resolve it. It's been really beautiful to see someone grow and building that bridge, going back to the bridge of the mental and physical and recognizing how one relates to the other when they're going through certain traumatic events, how their body feels, how they can tap into those feelings. And in that moment, being able to effectively communicate versus screaming, yelling, shutting down, and recognizing, bringing it all together in difficult times.
Yeah. And I've noticed even people saying, I didn't realize I wasn't breathing. And I feel more relaxed after the massage. And then I went to counseling and I realized the fact that I had massage first helped me actually open up in a way that I don't know if I would have been able to talk about certain things because I literally feel more relaxed. So it's been great, but we know that these things are not typically brought together and advocated for. And so, I was just curious, prior to the 5MP treatment that you received today, have you ever received massage therapy or acupuncture before?
I haven't, but I've wanted it. I would look up different little techniques and try it on myself.
Yeah.
But I haven't had the experience, and I'm grateful that you all have understood the wholeness of the body and have merged these together, because it isn't something that is even remotely talked about in my hood, at least.
Have you ever had a practitioner or a medical doctor or any healthcare provider recommend any of this to you?
No.
Yeah.
Nope. Wow. No. And mental health and even the level of physical care that's beyond just immediately treating an injury, it's just never discussed.
Yeah.
I had not even thought about that. So even me deciding to get therapy, it was a friend that was just over a period of several months. It's hey, you should consider this. And I'm pushing back saying, no, I got it. I grew up in the church. That was our therapy.
Yeah.
And understanding how we really need to pay attention to our bodies is something we've been robbed of. A lot of people have been robbed of it.
Yeah. That's amazing that you had a friend also say hey, you should do this and try it out. Yeah. Yeah. Have you noticed ever how stress can manifest as physical symptoms in your body?
Yeah, I definitely do now.
What do you notice? Like, how does it maybe surface?
Pain in my head, feeling heavy and sluggish, almost like you're melting into the ground,
Yeah.
Chest, like I feel like my heart is racing.
Those heart palpitations.
And with some of those symptoms, I know that I've talked to some people that they don't necessarily see that they don't know that it might be connected to stress, that they might feel like it's connected to something else entirely. So they're going to the doctor, my heart, but, or get like pressure in your head. But how, if we are educated about those things, like how much we can do for ourselves too. Yeah.
They don't talk enough about like mental health 101. What are symptoms of failing mental health? We know the symptoms of COVID. We know our symptoms when we're catching a cold.
Yeah.
When allergy season, I'm dealing watery eyes now, so I can tell you my symptoms of all these things and elements for myself. And we talk a lot about that. And if there's a dentist recommendation, we are very quick, like, oh, I have a list of dentists and primary care physicians. But when it comes to our mental health, we don't know what the symptoms are. And what you just described are symptoms, and it's not described in that way that it's usually our physical health, and we're not connecting that bridge once again of the mental and physical, how they interact with one another, and how when we are having difficult times with our mental health, like, what are these symptoms? What should I look for? And it's different for every person. But for the most part, weight gain, weight loss that's unexplained and not intentional, sleeping more and less than usual, those heart palpitations where we feel fine, and then we'll have one intrusive thought that will lead to another thought. And we're like, I'm just sitting watching television. Why am I now in this panic? And being able to trace those steps back to our thoughts and the patterns that we had and what triggered us, that often we're not even aware. There could be an image on television, a text comes through the phone, and it triggers us, and we are holding ourselves tight and not recognizing that is our mental health letting us know we're not okay right now, that we need to do something different to change our patterns. So I think this conversation is just so important of recognizing symptoms and being able to bring that together with our physical.
Yeah, building that bridge. Yeah. I'm curious to know, like, the benefits you felt from the 5MP treatment. Like, did you notice anything, your body relax?
Yeah, so I've come to really appreciate the times when I can settle with my thoughts.
Yeah.
I don't get to do it as often as I'd like, because there's always so many different things I'm thinking about I need to do.
Yeah.
And so just the bit of time that I had, I was able to sort of sit down a lot of the turbulence and just have some thoughts and to be present with them. And that feels really good. It was the beginning of problem solving. It was the beginning of, reconciliation.
Yeah.
If I had more time.
Wow.
I know those feelings because I've been practicing it on my own without this technique.
Yeah.
So now I know another vehicle. So we're gonna have to set up another session.
I would love to give you another session, because I think with more time you can go deeper, and with more space. I mean, it's like what I'm hearing you say is just like the space it allows you to like catch up with yourself. And there's so much on us all the time, and so many demands, and that we all need this. We all need this kind of work. Yeah. I mean, I really have seen, like, with people in our program, how just this few sessions that they've been introduced to, like, how deep people have been able to go. And that's really powerful, and that they feel more confident to even like continue the healing work,
Yeah.
After the session, it's like, how can I schedule with you for, more? And like, yes, that's what we want to hear. And so your point, holding space, that's what's so important. When we are picking a therapist or looking at any holistic approach to our healing, you need someone that's going to hold space, and not just your loved ones, but even to your point, holding space for yourself. That's part of mental health. That's part of the healing in that journey, being able to recognize I'm overwhelmed. I need to take a second and just be with my thoughts. And even when we're enjoying something, that at the end of just a good day, just holding space for yourself and just reflecting on, it was a good day.
Yeah, to just appreciate that.
Yes. And that's part of our mental health as well, recognizing the good. So often, a client will come in, oh, I'm better, I'm fine. No, this is when you should continue therapy. This is critical. How can we continue one good day, 2 good days, a good week, a good month, and continuing these healthy patterns of healing?
Yeah, absolutely. And people just being able to be present with themselves in a whole new way. Yeah.
And being okay with that.
Yeah. And I think that's the combination of the massage therapy and the counseling.
Yes.
Allowing that to even go deeper and provide that space. So, yeah.
And even our clients will reflect the next week and that was a lot. And I journaled, and they're journaling more and they're having more connection with individuals and having those difficult conversations with loved ones about their trauma, recognizing it's okay, and finding space for one another and being supportive of, their family members. And those are other things that we've just seen. People aren't as isolated, often thinking, I'm the only one that's dealing with this. No one else has this problem.
Yeah.
We communicate with our community. I'm struggling. This is what's going on. Or I saw a therapist today. And that was the best referral source that we had. Other people telling their family members about the services that we were providing. And sisters are coming in, and significant others.
That's how it goes.
That's how it goes, because that's how you got into therapy, right?
Yep. And now I'm an advocate. So now I'm nudging people. Like, my friend was saying, hey, Charles, you should consider this. And, I realized that we've been taught in a lot of ways to be workers, producers.
Yeah.
We are not, and not say I'm speaking to my community specifically, but I know this is a broader point. We're not really taught to look at ourselves. Or to take time to care for ourselves, only to the extent that we can keep working or keep producing in the world. But there's
pray about it.
Or apply our faith so that we can get back
going.
But the chance to really reflect on our humanity and to be still with the things we feel, to reckon with them. There's so much power in being able to do that. And I think merging the physical, sort of tending to the body, almost like tilling the ground so that you're ready to receive and you're ready to exist and be present, and then to go through the experience of, just walking through the journey of who you are and where you are and why.
The why.
It's one of the most important things we could do.
That's a beautiful metaphor, beautiful image. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for how open you are. It's really special. It's really amazing to have someone like you in our city, in our state. I mean, it's just incredible, all the words you just shared. So I'm so appreciative of you just even taking the time to talk with us.
Yeah.
Because we just really care about spreading this knowledge to people.
It's like mental health. It's everybody.
Yeah, it's like you got these keys.
Yes, and the secret to life, and we're sharing it for free.
But just like you said, like, you had a friend that advocated for you to seek counseling, and now you're doing it, for other people that you're connected to, and it's like, tipping it forward, like really pushing this forward and spreading health knowledge that we can also take care of each other.
I love that.
Yeah, I was inspired to be vulnerable and share about how I realized therapy has saved my life, because I know that there are a lot of people that suffer in silence, and they don't know what to do with their feelings. There's so much trauma that is not being tended to, and we're just taught to just carry it. Especially as a man, you carry it, you keep going, you don't cry. You got to take care of everybody. And for me, and people have seen me step on these really big stages where I'm trying to help everybody else. And I didn't realize that I wasn't properly loving myself. I'm loving everybody else.
Yep.
And so I hope that I can help lift up the work that you all do, because it is at the core of our healing. And I'm so grateful that I know it now, because I'm
Like that
so much
secret,
better.
that secret.
Like, oh, thank goodness I know about therapy. And
In so many other areas of your life where you've held back and maybe you weren't able to perform to your best ability, and recognize that it was all mental health. Like, I had to break through that barrier. Once you break through it, it's like, once you're vulnerable, you can't tell me anything about my stuff. I already know. I go to therapy and I'm getting help for it. So yeah, it's such a free and liberating experience to be able to really reflect on yourself, call yourself out on some of those things, and then being able to give that to other people, that gift of vulnerability. There's strength in that. There's so much strength in being vulnerable. So thank you. Thank you. The community thanks you.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that any of you all want to share?
Oh, well,
I think that, we're
you're closing in on it.
we're closing in on it. So
I mean, that
a lot of things
last point was the main thing, is that I think we need more folks who fall within the stereotypical space of, oh, well, you're so tough, or you got it all together, and really just break down the barrier so people feel like it's more accessible and feasible to tend to themselves, to love on themselves, to hold themselves accountable, to give themselves grace. I think we'll just all be better for it.
Yeah.
And so every room I'm in, it's even unconventional rooms, I'm talking about therapy. And just taking time to love on yourself.
Yeah.
I do have a question, and give me a thought. As a Black man, what does it mean to love on yourself?
To know that I don't have to save the world, and that I'm okay. Even when I make mistakes, I'm okay. I'm not a failure if I don't help everyone, and I need to take care of myself too.
Yeah,